Alright, this is Warframe. I'm actually kind of at the start of a mission, a spy mission. And these are one of the ones that you do. You break into vaults, there's three of them. If you get all three, good for you. This is a Loki Prime. Loki Prime, maxed out with all Syndicate weapons. These all proc energy, which this is a energy hungry build. So basically the idea is to stay in stealth the whole time. I don't think I can bring up my mod cards that I have on here, but if anyone's interested I can talk about that later. But he's essentially max duration, so I can stay invisible for 30.48 seconds, and you know that's basically all I need anyways. I just need invisibility for the spy missions, and you don't need it, it's just helpful. Lets me kind of run through it pretty quick without alerting anybody. So, you know, I could do a couple of things. I could wall run. Or I could have thrown my decoy out. And turn off those lasers. And it's been a while since I've run this. So the idea is like you could just scooch under here and then wall jump and all that. But with the Loki, all I gotta do is throw my decoy, switch spaces with him. Break this code. I've done this quite a bit, so you'll get fast at it. I remember it being a little nerve-wracking when I first started. That's it. Also, having the weapon that you want to level when you finish that thing is pretty good because it hits it with a lot of XP. And that's it. And then this is deactivated and I can head on out of here. Okay. Now you don't really need to be stealth out here. I mean, they'll hit alarms, it'll activate people.
No detection from
I'm running just with my blade. Yep. And the other great thing about this is when you're in this mode, you get stealth bonuses for killing people who don't expect you. Alright. Whoops. And that's what you get for not watching your timer. Now they're a little bit harder to defeat now that they're aware of me. But really, not really. Nobody sounded any alarms. I can pull out my bow. Sort of. These guys are kind of. This is a kind of a special super mission, so these guys would normally be one-shotted, but not today. And like I said, it's not really necessary. You just need to get to the vaults. Each vault's kind of a puzzle. If you like puzzles and solving them yourself, then this might be a little bit of a spoiler. Or if you're like me and you just want to learn how to do them, then this might be useful. All my weapons are silenced. And honestly, I've done this without the Loki. It's just, one, the Loki doesn't get out much, and it's useful. There's actually a better frame for doing all of this. And it's the Archer frame. I forget what her name is right off the top of my head. So I'm just gonna skill jump this. And she's better because even if I'm stealth, if I go through those lasers, it'll catch me.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms.
But with the Archer chick, if I get the Syndicate card that goes with it, I can walk through those lasers without triggering them, and it's pretty useful. I found her most useful on Luna. Those spy missions are different. And as for the spy missions on the Kuva ship, I haven't quite done enough of those to really know them by heart. Like I know these. I've been doing these for years.
The target console is
Changed them a
nearby.
little bit.
If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start.
These are great, like, quick missions. And also, if you're like, you don't want to run with a group, and you're just looking for kind of something that gives you good rewards without too much trouble, this is the guy. And if you're going to run with this in a non-Loki frame, that would be cool. You get more of a challenge, and you'd figure out the puzzles. This part can be tricky, but by this point, we're pretty much done.
You've triggered the alarms.
I can just fall right through here.
Failure.
Oh, if I can get through it. You'd basically wait for those things to pass, and then... That's it. That's the mission.
The data is still intact. We have everything we came for. Get to extraction.
You can probably imagine that you could, if you don't dilly-dally in between, like I kinda was doing, not really. I mean, this is also a great place to, like, if you've got like a syndicate scanner and you're doing these syndicate missions, you can get a lot of points doing stealth scans. To get a lot of stealth rep really easily. Got 2 seconds. That's plenty! Cool. Oh. These guys. Man, I can imagine if you just start this game, they've added so many things that it can be disorienting, but I'm hoping they pace players. I think they do. I don't think they make you feel like you have to have this stuff. You really don't. Oh, hey. No. But also your character's level 50 is pretty high. You're going to see those guys a lot. That's it. Let's see what we got. That guy was rank 0. That's not bad. That's funny. It didn't show me what we got. Maybe it'll show me when we get back to the ship. There we go. That might be it. That might be a bug. If you want to see what your last mission results were, you can go right there. Oh, you know why I didn't get anything? Because that was part of the... I don't know why I didn't get anything. Anyway, you can get some pretty good stuff, and it'll say, like, oh, unlocked, unlocked. I'm doing this thing, which is a thing that you can get to later. You got to have a max rank frame, and then at the end of this series, you can get any one of these rewards. And what you're usually shooting for is the... Well, any of these last 3 would be good. Any of these last 4, any of these last 5, any of these last 6 would be okay. But the ribbon mod is actually what you want to go for. That's what you're shooting for, because you can get interesting weapon mod augments, and maybe augment your favorite weapon. So, all right, well that's a spy mission, more or less. I hope you guys enjoyed.